Good morning, everybody. So we go 1-1 on picks yesterday. There was only two games. At least we won the plus money one with the Los Angeles Kings. So slightly in the green, but more than likely slightly in the red because I did put that little two-leg parlay that I could have sworn we were gonna get an easy 2-0 sweep, but even then, the St. Louis Blues decided to ruin our plans. So it is what it is. We're here on a card that's way bigger than yesterday's, that's for sure. Got quite a few picks to get through, so let's get going. I'm gonna be honest with you guys. A lot of these, I'm just taking my shots with them. Not because there's not a lot to break down, but the price. Just a lot of these picks that I'm going with, it's mainly going to be on price, guys. This is a little bit of a tough card, and the price is the only real way I can get on it. You'll see what I mean as we go through the card, and we're going to kick it right off the bat with kind of what I'm talking about. We have the Anaheim Ducks up against the Senators. Anaheim on a little bit of a Canada road trip. They lost to the Maple Leafs, which I think is fine. I don't think that says too much. I don't think that says too much negative things about the Ducks. Really, I think it's just a road trip that they went to and they just lost it. That's fine. Nobody really expected the Maple Leafs to pull it off. We were on the Maple Leafs on that one, not officially, but I was telling you guys I was gonna play the Maple Leafs again. And I was encouraging you guys not to do it because I didn't want to lose you any more money with the Maple Leafs than I already have. So, but getting on to this game and a pick for this game, I just think this is a crazy price to pay for the Senators, and then a crazy price to get with the Ducks. We're getting the Ducks at plus 142. Yeah, give me the Ducks for plus 142. I'm gonna have to get back on them because the Senators for minus 168, talk about overpriced and overvalued, man. I can't lay that price with the Senators. I have before, but I'm not going to do it against Anaheim, who's still considered a really good team in the West. So give me the Ducks for plus 142. This is mostly a play on the number, guys, because I just can't pay that money with the Senators. I'm just not going to do it. So give me the Ducks for plus 142 as our first pick of the day. Next game up that I do like, Boston Bruins versus Washington Capitals. Boston, pretty much 50-50 on the road. Not as good as they are at home. Capitals just came off of upsetting a wagon in Buffalo. So they beat Buffalo in Buffalo, which is total shocker. I don't think anybody really expected that. And now they come back and they play this Boston team. In my opinion, this is pretty much a 50-50 matchup. And in a 50-50 game like this, I want the plus money. But also earlier last week on March 7th, Boston beat Washington in Boston. I think they can do it again. Kind of like how the other day we had Florida. Florida beat Detroit in Detroit, and then they beat them in Florida shortly after. I think this is kind of the same scenario. I think Boston wins. They win it. Well, they won in Boston, and I think they can win in Washington too. So Give me Boston for plus 112 as our second pick of the day. We move down the board. We have the Colorado Avalanche heading over to Winnipeg. This one's pretty simple for me as well. I want to run it back with Winnipeg because they owe me some money. That, and this is just the price on the number. Price on the number, plus 160, huge plus price. And again, fading Colorado is not fun. It is not fun, but I'm still going to take my shot again just because they owe me some money, and it's kind of a big plus price. It's a little bit weird to me, too, because you would think the Avalanche would be minus 200 here, but they're minus 185. Something funky could be going on and could go with the game. We don't know. We'll just have to find out, but this is more of a shot just to play on the number. Just, again, another shot on the number. I told you guys this is how some of these games were going to be, but I'm okay with it. I don't think every huge favorite is gonna win, like the Senators, like the Avalanche. I don't think all the huge favorites are gonna come through. Not today. If they do, so be it. Should have parlayed them, but I'm just taking my shots with some big plus dogs that I just think the prices don't match, don't reflect it in my opinion. This one maybe it does, but the Senators should not be a heavy favorite against the Ducks in my opinion. So just taking some shots with some numbers here, and that's what I'm rolling with. Next game up, we got the Rangers heading over to Minnesota. This is another one, kind of like the Jets, where I'm just going to run it back, guys. I'm going to run it back with the Wild and laying the -1.5. It's the Rangers. The Wild is definitely better, definitely more coordinated, in my opinion. They actually got a reason to play. Rangers, not so much. But at the same time, that could also make a team like the Rangers dangerous, where they don't really have a reason to play super tight, super strategic. They can just play loosely. I think that's also dangerous for them, so I am watching out for that. But I think Minnesota can cover that puck line quite easily. I don't think it should be something difficult. They are head and shoulders the better team, better talent, player for player. So give me Minnesota laying the -1.5 for +112, running it back. Last time I tried this, they just straight up lost. So if you're going to, again, what I like to think is if you like to play a favorite, I like to lay a puck line on a good team for a good price against a team that they should realistically just blow out of the water. So I'm going to take my shot with Minnesota again. That -1.5 has come through for us. I think it can come through this time. Running it back, it didn't go good against the Flyers, but hey, maybe against the Rangers it will. We don't know. I'm going to take my shot with the Wild, -1.5. Next game up, probably, arguably, the best game to look forward to out of this whole card, if I'm being honest. We have Carolina Hurricanes heading over to Tampa Bay. Both of these teams at the top of their division. The Lightning isn't second, but still, they're up there. They're definitely up there. And in a 50-50 playoff type like match, potentially a playoff match, I'm going to have to go with the Hurricanes, guys. I think we're getting a good price, and I think that little loss to St. Louis is kind of helping us get this price. St. Louis did beat Carolina, which was total shocker. But Tampa Bay, they're barely recovering in their own right. They've been losing a couple games. Just this recent one that they had won against Detroit was their only recent win in maybe 5 games. So it's not like the Tampa Bay are doing that much better. They just barely are recovering again. Carolina, before that loss to St. Louis, they were doing fine too. So I don't think there should be that much of a bad perception for Carolina. So in a game that I think is definitely a 50-50 playoff type match, top team against top team, I'll take the team with the plus money. So give me the Hurricanes for +112. Next game up, you guys already know what I'm about to say in this match. Come on. Am I going to really repeat it? Yes, I am. So the Los Angeles Kings heading over to New Jersey, coming off from a solid win against the New York Islanders. Very solid win against the Kings. Held it down, scared me a little bit, but hey, they ended up getting the win at the end of the day. I'm worried about them having dead legs here in this matchup, but the Devils don't exactly scare me whenever I go against them. They don't scare me, and when I put money on them, they definitely scare me because for some reason, when I bet the Devils, they really try to find ways to lose more often than win, man. So I'm definitely not looking towards the Devils' direction at that price. Give me the Kings for +127. Been saying it the whole time. They're more road warriors than they are trying to be good at home. Devils, at one point, they were really good at home, but I think that's fell off massively. I don't think they're as good as the team that they were at the very start of the season. So it's pretty simple for me. Los Angeles Kings, they're road warriors. They like to play more on the road for some odd reason, and that's when we get a better price anyway, when they're on the road. So give me the Kings for +127 as our next pick. So those 6 picks were my official. I thought I was going to add one more, guys. I didn't. So that's why I ended it with the Kings was going to be our next pick. I thought I had one more, but no, that was actually going to be the last one. So our 6 official picks is going to be the Anaheim Ducks, the Boston Bruins, the Jets, Minnesota -1.5, Carolina +112, and then the Kings for +127. That's going to be our 6 picks for the day. And now if you guys want some leans, some predictions on the other games, we got the Calgary Flames and the New York Islanders. I think the Islanders take that win. I think they bounce back from that LA Kings loss against the Flames team, who I just don't think has any fight left in them. But the Islanders have not always been the best at home this whole season, so that is something to be kind of look out for. That's kind of what I was considering putting the Islanders on my card, but that kind of set me off, where they just lost that and they just haven't really been that great at home. So not one that I'm looking forward to, but I would take the Islanders forced to pick. And then we have the Sharks heading over to Montreal on a little bit of a Canada road trip, I would say. I would go Canadians -1.5, but the thing is, in order for Canadians to cover, man, they have to play some defense, and they really struggle with getting goals in the back of the net. They usually try to outscore their opponent, and the Sharks are just a team where they like that type of environment. They like that type of game. So forced to play Montreal -1.5, but definitely not confident in it against a Sharks team who can score just as much as they receive. So yeah, I would kind of just hop off that game completely, if I'm being honest. Maybe look at an over, but 6.5 is kind of steep. You got to get 7. 7, kind of steep, but these two teams can definitely do it if they just pop off. Maple Leafs heading over to Buffalo. Man, it's some sad news, man. Our captain went down. Our U.S. captain went down, man. That's some sad news to hear, man. I'm definitely going to stay off the Maple Leafs for arguably the rest of the season. I like the captain there. I like Austin Matthews there, man. And with him gone, there's a good chance you see the Maple Leafs win a couple games. Honestly, that's for some reason it just happens with teams. They lose a player or a coach or something like that, and they end up stacking a few wins, or they just keep getting beat even worse. It's either one or the other. It usually doesn't stay like steady. So, but anyway, and Sabres, Maple Leafs, Sabres -1.5. Maple Leafs looked pretty lifeless, even though they did get a win against Anaheim, but for the most part, they've looked lifeless. So I don't really want anything to do with the Maple Leafs anymore. I got a little bit of money back, and I think I'm just going to stay right there, not looking to get more money back with the Maple Leafs, because just really unreliable in my opinion. Next game up, we have the Blue Jackets heading over to Philadelphia. Philadelphia stacked a couple good wins. The Blue Jackets has some good wins too, but not on the road. If this was in Columbus, things would be completely different. But I would take the Flyers. I would take the Flyers here just because they have won a couple games, and I think they keep that momentum rolling. But not a game I like, to be honest with you. Not a game I like, not a game I'm even looking towards. Unless I win a couple of my early bets, I might bet on this game, to be honest with you. But moving on, we have Detroit heading over to Dallas. Detroit in a little bit of a spiral, if I'm being honest. Detroit is in a little bit of a spiral. Dallas is on a roll. This should be an easy Dallas Stars spot, but I don't think so. I think Detroit can get the upset. If I can win a couple of my early bets, I'm definitely going to put some money on Detroit, guys. So very hard lean, damn near a pick with Detroit, just because I think I've seen this playbook before, guys. Dallas Stars is on a roll. Everybody's confident on them. They're high. They've been winning a lot of good games, and they've been winning some against some pretty good teams. Detroit been in a total slump, getting destroyed by a bunch of teams that are pretty good, but they lost to Florida twice and got destroyed by Tampa Bay. So things not going good for Detroit. And what if this is the game they just win and turn the corner? And at a +155 price, I'm willing to take my shot. So heavy lean towards Detroit. If I win a good amount of my early bets, I'm definitely going to bet Detroit here. So I'll take Detroit in that one. Next up, we have the Penguins at Utah. Utah, whenever I see them come back home, for some reason, they're just not as impressive as they were on that road trip. So, but this is an affordable price. I think they could pull it off. I would take the Utah Mammoth for -150. But again, not a game that just catches my attention, to be honest with you. So, not even looking towards it. But if I had to make a lean, it'd be towards Utah. Utah -150. Next game up, we have the Blackhawks up against the Vegas Golden Knights. I don't like this price of Vegas, guys. And laying goals with them, It's just not something I like to do. I don't consider them to be that great of a team. They have some losses that are just make you scratch your head, and then just seeing them play sometimes. There's been quite a few games where they find ways to lose, and I just don't like that from the Vegas Golden Knights. So I would have to take the Blackhawks plus 1.5 by default. So I'll take that because again, I just don't think this Vegas team is as good as it once were. So give me Chicago in the plus 1.5 in my back pocket. Seattle Kraken heading over to Vancouver. It's not too bad of a travel spot. Vancouver, they've had a couple good wins lately. I think that ends. I think victories are very short-lived with Vancouver. So we'll finish off that by saying I like Seattle minus 135, guys. So those are my 6 official pick, guys. The rest of them were obviously some hard leans. There's a couple games I do like in there, but a lot of the games I do like are mostly earlier in the day. If those bets end up winning earlier in the day, if I can get at least, well, we have 6 picks, most of them are plus money. If 3 of them are correct, I'm definitely putting money on Detroit and maybe Philadelphia, maybe even Montreal minus 1.5. So if we win 3 bets, 3 of our early bets, I'll probably place another 3 bets on those that I like: Detroit, Philadelphia, Montreal minus 1.5. But for now, I think we're okay for now with the 6 picks we got. And most of them are half of them are early. That's going to be early in the morning and early in the afternoon. So if 3 of them win, I'll place 3 more bets. But for now, we just got those 6 in the beginning, guys. So thank you for watching. Happy Saturday, guys. I do got work right now, so I do got to get going. But man, hopefully we cash in some of those early bets. Let me know what you guys like today. Let me know what games you guys like today, whether that's with hockey or any other sport, because we do have the World Baseball Classic going on. But let me know what picks you guys like, all right? Good luck. Good luck out there.